Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another interesting topic in Vedic astrology today. And today we will be talking about the 16th nakshatra, which is called Vishakha Nakshatra. In our earlier video, we did discuss the 15th nakshatra, which was Swati Nakshatra, which spanned a distance of 13 degrees and 20 minutes, like all the other nakshatras. But Swati remained within the zodiac sign of Libra, whereas Vishaka Nakshatra will span a distance of 13 degrees and 20 minutes, partly in the zodiac sign of Libra and partly in the zodiac sign of Scorpio. So it begins from 20 degrees of Libra through 3 degrees and 20 minutes of Scorpio. Okay, so then of course there'll be an influence of two zodiac signs. One zodiac sign is ruled by the planet Venus, the other zodiac sign, Scorpio, is ruled by the planet Mars. But however, it is the last pada, or out of the four padas, the last pada falls into Scorpio. So the fourth pada, or the last pada, and we're going to have a detailed discussion on that in our following video about the padas, will have more distinctive features of the planet Mars, because it rules Mars. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, as we know that. But general characteristics of Vishaka Nakshatra are they're extremely energetic people. Okay, they have all kinds of strength, and they are very bright in appearance, so they can attract people. And one very distinctive factor, which you'll see in most Vishaka Nakshatra people, and by the way, when I say Vishaka Nakshatra people, we know that we are talking about the placement of the planet Moon in that nakshatra, because as per mythology, or it's not a myth actually, as per our belief system, Moon has 27 wives, which are representative of the nakshatras. So when Moon moves into a particular nakshatra, that's how we explain in a generic term that a person is born in this nakshatra. So each nakshatra is 13 degrees and 20 minutes. 13 degrees and 20 minutes times 27 comes to exactly what distance the entire zodiac compromises of, which is 360 degrees. So just understand that 13 degrees 20 minutes times 27 nakshatras is 360 degrees, which is the entire zodiac. And we consider, when we say a person born in that nakshatra, in a generic way, we consider Moon placement in that particular nakshatra, and in this case we are talking about Vishakha, which spans a distance of 13 degrees and 20 minutes, starting from 20 degrees of Libra through 3 degrees and 20 minutes of Scorpio. Okay, so that's how we consider. Of course, I'm gonna once again tell you that there are 9 planets, and the entire zodiac sign, or the entire zodiac distance of 360 degrees, and every planet could be placed in a different nakshatra. But once again, in a generic term, when we discuss nakshatras, Moon is taken as a prime planet. Where Moon is placed is going to give the distinctive features of that nakshatra. So when I say a person born in this nakshatra, just open your birth chart or anybody's birth chart and see if Moon is placed in that particular nakshatra, which is in this case Vishakha, 20 degrees Libra through 3 degrees and 20 minutes of Scorpio. Okay, a person is born in this nakshatra. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify this, because a lot of people get confused because they see planets all over the zodiac and there are all kinds of different nakshatras, so they get confused. So a person born in Vishaka Nakshatra, like I said, extremely energetic, extremely powerful, or has good strength, is bright in appearance, and the distinctive feature which he has is he's a great speaker. And another distinctive feature which you'll see in a lot of, or most Vishaka Nakshatra people, is they are skilled in the art of making money. Of course, because of these qualities which they possess, they can attract people, they can speak well, they're always good in making money. Always remember that. Not that all people are businessmen who are born in Vishaka, but generally speaking, they know how to make money. The symbol of the nakshatra, like we've been discussing in our earlier videos, is a large tree with spreading branches, and which means it could give protection to the other people. That's one interpretation. But a large tree, that's how Vishaka Nakshatra is symbolized. That's the symbol. Okay, another symbol of Vishaka Nakshatra is a potter's wheel. okay. And also there could be another symbol, which is a decorated gateway for a wedding ceremony, okay. So you could consider it, for a wedding ceremony, or entering the heavens, or entering some good period of your life, something good which you're about to enter. That is what is representative of the nakshatra Vishakha, okay. So it's the symbol is very, very auspicious. So people who are born in Vishaka Nakshatra would be generally auspicious, good in personality, speaking skills, making money skills, all that good things will happen here. The animal symbol represented by Vishaka Nakshatra people is the male tiger, okay. If you remember, we discussed our earlier video of the nakshatra. What nakshatra was that? That was a nakshatra which was in was it Chitra? Yeah, it was Chitra, which had the animal symbol as a female tiger. And this nakshatra, which is a 16th nakshatra, has the male tiger. So some characteristics may be very similar as compared to Chitra nakshatra in terms of the personality of a tiger, in terms of the characteristic of a tiger, the energy, the positive energy which a tiger carries, the strength of the tiger, okay. So that's the animal symbol of Vishaka Nakshatra. And also the male tiger wants to be the king, he wants to rule, he wants to dominate. So that's the symbol. And do not ignore the animal symbols, of course, take into consideration the symbol of the nakshatra, but also do not ignore the animal symbol. This is very, very important while analyzing somebody's birth chart, or finding out what kind of a nakshatra he is and what characteristics he is going to have. The ruling planet of this nakshatra, we've been discussing ruling planets as well, is Jupiter. So here you'll see a lot of influences, different influences. You'll see Vishaka is situated in Libra, and the ruling planet of Libra is Venus, as we know. Vishaka, a part of Vishaka, is also situated in Scorpio, and the ruling planet is Mars, as we know. The animal symbol is a male tiger. So we know that those characteristics are also going to be felt. And the ruling planet is Jupiter. Now Jupiter has two aspects to it. One is the sage, the spiritual side of Jupiter, and the other side is the fiery temperament of Jupiter. As we know that Sagittarius is also ruled by Jupiter, and that's the fiery side of Jupiter, which gives it some kind of aggressiveness, or sometimes, or not sometimes, actually, as a matter of fact, Sagittarius is represented by a battlefield as well. So when I say ruling planet Jupiter, do not just consider that he'll be very spiritual and very Brahman-like and very could be a sage or a rishi. There's another side of Jupiter as well, which is a battlefield, which is represented through the planet, through the zodiac sign Sagittarius, okay. The nature of this nakshatra is a rakshasa, okay. There are three kind of natures which we've been discussing as far as nakshatras are concerned. It could be categorized under a demon, which is a rakshasa. It could be characterized under manusya, which is a human. It could be characterized under a deva, which is a godlike. So in this particular case, he's a rakshasa, he's a demon. So his behavior is going to be more towards a rakshasa or a demon-like. Not that he is a demon, but those characteristics are going to be felt for people who are born in this nakshatra. The other positive traits are extremely intelligence of the highest level, okay. And we already discussed that they can attract other people. Very, very clever and very enterprising, can make money. We already discussed that. And sometimes can be very humanitarian as well. Sometimes because of their cleverness, they can be very politically inclined. So you see you'll see examples of successful politicians born in this nakshatra of Vishaka, okay. On the outward side, these people can appear very soft, but internally they're very clever. They're always thinking. They are politically inclined. They know how to make money. They can see through people. They're very clever. Don't just get fooled by their outward soft appearance. Okay. The presiding deity of this nakshatra is Indra. So you can imagine how Indra is. He's the ruler of the heavens. He rules over other gods. So it's a very, very powerful nakshatra. Taking into consideration, Indra is the presiding deity of this nakshatra. Okay, and sometimes Agni also, which is the god of fire, is also taken into consideration when we discuss as to who rules this nakshatra. So it's Indra and Agni, you can say both, but mostly it is Indra. Okay, and that could be because the last part of this nakshatra falls in Scorpio, which is Scorpio, although it's a water sign, but the ruler of Scorpio is Mars, which is a fiery planet, so as to say. But Indra, of course, is synonymous with Venus, enjoyment, pleasures, luxuries. So overall, you'll see that Indra is the presiding deity, and you can kind of relate it to the characteristics of Indra. And persons born in this nakshatra can get things done as well. Can be very sexually attractive as well. Can make very successful marriage partners. Okay, generally these people who are born in this nakshatra can benefit out of a marriage. Their luck goes up after marriage. But please do not jump to a conclusion and get into a matchmaking of the birth charts before jumping to a conclusion that okay, well, he's a nakshatra, or he's born in the nakshatra of Vishaka, and so his marriage is going to be successful. No, the entire chart has to be studied. But generally it is seen people born in this nakshatra can make great marriage partners, and as a result of that, their marriages are very, very successful. They're very sexually alluring as well, sexually attractive as well. Okay, they love travel and they love change. Sometimes another distinctive feature you'll find in people born in Vishaka Nakshatra is they are good in mathematics. Okay, they're good in math. Very courageous, would like to achieve their goals through their own courage, their determination, their hard work, and their power. And their intelligence, of course. We've discussed that, they're extremely intelligent and courageous as well. So overall, very positive nakshatra. Of course, every nakshatra comes with some kind of a negative trait as well. Okay, so the negative trait is, they could be too talkative, sometimes could get negative, sometimes too militant. Okay, well, Napoleon Bonaparte was born in this nakshatra, by the way. And very, very importantly, which has been mentioned by the great scholar, ancient scholar Varaha Mihira, said that they can create quarrels between people. Okay, they can be jealous. Okay, these are some negative traits which have been very, very clearly mentioned by the ancient scholars, and especially I gave you the example of Varaha Mihira, an ancient scholar who's well known for his astronomy and astrology both. Creates quarrels between peoples because he's political. He's very political minded. So you should be very, very careful when dealing with people born in Vishaka Nakshatra. They can appear to be very soft, but internally they are thinking, and they could be, and when it comes to a negative trait, then it could be thinking something very political and could harm other people as well. They could be jealous, like I said, of other people. Sometimes they can feel very isolated. They like to criticize people, okay, finding fault with people. And another very distinctive feature which has been seen in certain Vishaka Nakshatra people is they can be a victim of, not a victim, they could get into infidelity as well. They can cheat on their partner. Although they are good partners, good marriage partners, sexually very attractive, but they have a tendency sometimes to cheat on their partners, Another negative trait is too much ambition, and that's because of the Mars element and the animal symbol, tiger element in them, that aggressiveness, that energy, that power, that intelligence in them. So they can get extremely ambitious as well. And they could manipulate people not open, not very flexible, not open to advice. They don't like it. They can get offensive, and you can relate it to the animal symbol, which is the male tiger. He likes to dominate people. He wants to rule. He wants to be the king. He doesn't like criticism. So these are some of the negative traits of people born in Vishaka Nakshatra. They can sometimes be, like I said, too talkative and too argumentative. They can get into an argument, and sometimes when goals are not met, they can get frustrated as well. Another very important feature you'll see in Vishaka Nakshatra people is they can get very suspicious and possessive, especially of their marriage partners. Okay, and if they are taken advantage of, they just react back in a very, very aggressive manner. So ambition is very, very major here. Luxury, try to enjoy life and luxuries, just like the god Indra, the ruler of heavens. His characteristics, you can kind of relate to him. Very restless sometimes when they cannot get their goals which they've thought about, and sometimes they can have too many interests as well because they're so ambitious people. So these are some of the negative. We've discussed the positive traits of people born in Vishaka Nakshatra as well. Important people born in this nakshatra. Napoleon Bonaparte is one which I mentioned. Who else? Alexander the Great. So can you imagine the kind of an energy and kind of an ambitiousness or ambition Alexander the Great could have had? He went out to conquer the entire world. That's the kind of an ambition. That's the kind of an energy. People born in Vishaka Nakshatra, you will see. Napoleon Bonaparte, same person who wanted to conquer. Demi Moore, okay. Margaret Thatcher, extremely ambitious. Jimmy Carter, he appeared very soft from outside, Jimmy Carter, but internally he was very powerful, very energetic, geared towards his goals and very ambitious. Clint Eastwood, came across, if you look at his movies also, came across as a very silent lone ranger, but when he of course that was just a movie, but when he came into action, it was something, a force to reckon with, kind of. So people born in this nakshatra can appear very soft, but they're extremely ambitious from inside. They have the energy to go out and conquer and achieve their goals. So what would be the best career interest for people born in this nakshatra of Vishaka? They could be military leaders. See the example of Alexander and Napoleon. They could be researchers. They could be scientists, because scientists also have that dogged determination to go out and go behind and try to find out the mysteries which they are, or research, and stay there until the end, with their perseverance and patience. They can be excellent politicians, okay. Lawyers, once again, they can make excellent lawyers because they are intelligent, they are clever, they can manipulate, they can argue, they are good speakers, and they are intelligent, they understand law, and they have the aggressiveness. Good lawyers, okay. Ambassadors, which requires diplomacy, okay. Sometimes you'll see a lot of dictators. I'm not saying that they should make or they could become a dictator as a profession, but they could dictate, okay. They could be leaders, conquerors, something very aggressive, something very ambitious, something which requires a lot of energy. Sometimes doctors as well, who are could make good surgeons as well, because of their intelligence, understanding, and to be able to perform their task with a lot of determination, so as to say, okay. So try to think of famous personalities like Demi Moore. She's a film actress, so extremely ambitious, focused. Somebody who can focus on his career goals and go out and get it. Businessmen, because they have the art of making money. That has been mentioned in the ancient scriptures, that they have the art of making money. So all this is coming from the knowledge which we have gained from the ancient scriptures, and of course our own research and experience while analyzing birth charts. So all my videos, once again I remind, are a direct reference to the ancient scriptures, so please have firm faith and belief in it. it. Do not, it's not out of some kind of an internet or a paper published thing which I'm presenting to you. It is coming directly from the ancient scriptures. It's not a figment of imagination of any modern day astrologer. It has reference to the ancient times. So hopefully you enjoyed this video on Vishaka Nakshatra and people born in Vishaka Nakshatra Vishaka Nakshatra. And in the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website, there is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic in Vedic astrology in my next session very soon. Goodbye.